Having been born in 1997, I form part of Generation Z. This is a generation born into a world overrun by technology due to the popularity of smartphones, social media, etc. We, as a generation, have been spoiled to have the inventions which were before seen as breakthroughs by previous generations, and we now take for granted. Thus, as a generation, we are regarded as the most tech-savvy and tech-involved generation yet. Due to our upbringing, this generation has gained and lost various skills which will affect how we perform in workplaces. A recent study shows that only 64% of Generation Z are considering getting an advanced degree, as they're relying more on themselves to make decisions in advanced life, and 72% want to start their own business. This is problematic for the current office system, as this generation is not in favor of having a clear hierarchy, with strict rules and regulations that need to be abided to. This is a generation which thrives on its creativity and independence, in part thanks to our extensive use of technology. Additionally, this generation, as we can see from our entrepreneurial ambition, does not want to get stuck doing the same job every day, but has been accustomed to doing and learning various different skills which are applicable to many different scenarios, for example, programming. Therefore, it is very possible that a large amount of Generation Z members are not employee workers of very big corporations, but work either independently or for small companies where they can work on a variety of different projects and do not have to abide to the hierarchical structure and rules big corporations have. However, a major problem for us Generation Z is our attention span. Due to our regular use of technology, especially social media, it is thought that our attention span is the lowest of all generations. Even though we process the information faster than others, thanks to apps like Snapchat, our attention span is very low compared to the other generations, and therefore something we need to improve in workplaces if we do not want to fall behind. As mentioned previously, Generation Z is much more of an independent generation, not as willing to follow the current corporate system, but prefer a smaller, more independent, tech-oriented and flexible workplace. Therefore, for companies to prepare for us, they will need to change their current workplace culture. It is well thought that Generation Z prefer to work smart, not hard. The idea of working 9 to 5 is not very popular among us Generation Z, who would much rather prefer to work for a smaller amount of time, but more efficiently. Therefore, if companies give us more flexibility and independence on our working hours, there will likely be an increase in efficiency as well as morale within the company. There are companies like Virgin which go with the philosophy of flexibility working is smart working, where as long as you finish your work on time, you can work as many hours as you feel. Additionally, contrary to popular belief, 53% of Generation Z said they prefer in-person discussion over instant messaging or email. We enjoy the collaboration with others and having a work environment with a high level of collaboration. This is to the extent that 41% of Generation Zers say they prefer to work in a corporate office because doing so allows them greater access to and direct communication with their co-workers and managers, according to the Huffington Post, of course. Therefore, companies are going to have to add more collaboration within the workplace if they want to attract this upcoming generation. There are already many companies which have been changing their working office and culture in order to attract Generation Z and has seen increases in both morale and performance. A good example is Google, which has introduced the flexible hours by encouraging workers to take naps and breaks from work, as well as encouraging collaboration with co-workers, and has subsequently been ranked as the best company to work for according to The Independent.